Hello and welcome back to Gnomoria. I have made a few changes since last you were here. You'll notice there are a couple of new stockpiles. I'll briefly go over those because they don't need too much explaining. I've got stonemason hilts here. They just receive melee weapon hilts. They'll receive any type. And currently I have the carpenter making a lot more things. But he's making 4 of each type of hilt, so they'll all get stored there. In addition, though, really, thinking about it, I don't really need that. I only really want pine hilt stored there, if I can get away with it. I'll just go ahead and tell him to make 32 pine hilts, if he can. Or rather, 16 pine hilts, and if he can't make all 16 of those out of pine, then just go ahead and make it out of whatever you can. That should be fine. But he's now making 4 of each type of stick. Actually, I'll change to hilts to 4 as well. There's really no need to have more than that. He's making 1 birch 4-poster bed, and then any type. So basically, with the beds, he's going to try and maintain 1 birch bed frame and 1 birch 4-poster bed frame. If there is not enough birch around to do that, he'll go ahead and make the bed frames out of whatever, but we're always going to have 1 4-poster and 1 bed frame around. And likewise, we're always going to have 4 hilts. Ideally, only 4 pine hilts, because the knives that are the only things that I'm making with hilts right now, don't want them to be too expensive. There's no need. They're just workshops. If someone happens to know that the value of a workshop affects how fast it works, then let me know, because if that's the case, then I'm going to try and make everything out of birch. And likewise, if you happen to know that armor defends better if it's made of a higher value, and that categorically making it out of wool string and wool padding has an effect on that, do let me know. You'll see why in a few moments. So yeah, he's making sticks. He's keeping a stock of them, of each type, because I might want to make them out of different things. Here, I'm definitely wanting to use birch sticks specifically if I can, and pine hilts, pine sticks there. These will be stored there, but I'm also storing coal, if he can, for torches, and also bedding materials. Now, the bed materials one will store bed frames, but also mattresses. So if there are any mattresses, go ahead and store them there. Though, having said that, I really should set up some torches as well, come to think of it. I'm not maintaining a stockpile of tables or chairs. I don't see a reason to. Much in the same way, I'm not stockpiling knives themselves. I'm stockpiling the materials to make the knives, but not the knives, because if I make the knife, I've got to store the knife somewhere. And realistically, I don't need that. I'm only going to need them when I'm building a specific building, so that can wait. But torches, definitely a big thing. Usually I've made torches out of pine, so I'm going to try and maintain at least 1 pine torch. What's this require? It requires sticks, so we need to put it below the sticks. 1 pine torch, or alternatively, any type of pine torch. Just keep a pine torch around. A torch around. So we'll have that set up there. So there'll always be 1 torch, and that can go and be stored over there. Though, having said that, there's something that I'm going to have to check over there. Now, here, we have the bone carver is set up to make shirts on repeat once he's made the 25. They'll always maintain 25 shirts, but they'll try to make repeat them once that's done. Again, I don't know if there's any difference in protective value based on the skull you use. I know with leather armor, ogre leather is the best, but I don't believe there's any difference whatsoever in what type of skull is used. If someone knows to the contrary, if they're making it out of honey badger skull is better than yak skull, do let me know. But for now, they're just doing that. So, but the bone shirts require straps, so there's a strap stockpile there. Up here, we've got a wool stockpile and a cotton stockpile, and also a string stockpile. And the tailor is now set to Make 10 bandages of anything. The bandages, they don't care. Likewise with string, likewise with padding. I don't know whether this makes any difference to armor. Whether making the armor out of wool string and wool padding and ogre leather will make any difference compared to just making it out of ogre leather and just any old padding. If you know, let me know. I am making wool mattresses though, specifically if I can, because I know that the beds used to give more, because the bedroom is based on the worth of the bed, and a bed made of wool sheets had a higher worth than a bed made of cotton sheets. We're trying to make wool mattresses where we can. We're going to keep a stock of 128 bandages in total, 32 padding in total, 64 string in total, because both the tailor and the leatherworker require string, whereas only the leatherworker requires padding. But that's what they're doing there. And we've got a padding crate, a string crate, and a leather panel crate here. So if we go into the leatherworker, we have got, he's set to make leather straps, and these are for down here. It'll make 10 to start with, but then later on it'll top that up to 32 if it's got nothing better to do. It'll make 10 ogre leather panels if it can. If it cannot make ogre leather panels, it'll make regular leather panels, and it'll try to maintain a stock of 32 of these, whichever one it can. And it's set to keep a stock of 5 quivers. Now, as I've been told, the quivers that my military are carrying count towards that stock, so they're fine to go ahead and make 5. The 5 that our eventual full squad of snipers will have will count. I don't believe there's any reason to make them out of ogre leather though, because they don't protect anything. It's just a bag. We're not setting up the production of leather armor yet, because I want some ogre leather panels first, so I can give them specific production orders for ogre leather if possible. And other than that, there's only one other thing that I forgot to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And that is for stonemason knife blades. May as well, because I'm making a point of bringing the hilts over. So go ahead and store blades here. Knife blades. I could store saw blades. Well, I could store chisels as well, but I'm not going to for the time being. I'm not going to make a saw blade unless I'm going to make a sawmill. But it would be useful to have the knife blades there, because then if I want to make a knife, it's just a matter of him picking up the knife blade, picking up the hilt, putting them together to make a knife, rather than having to make the knife blade first. So it's going to be a little bit more convenient. And the same could be said about saw blades as well, but I don't care. So, knife blade, we don't want, it doesn't matter to us, just let's keep a stock of, I don't know, 4 of them, and that should be fine. But that's all that we need to do for now. And it looks like our guys are doing their jobs, they're bringing in the corpses, which is absolutely excellent. Let's go and have a look outside. Have you brought in all the corpses? Looks like people have gone and re-equipped themselves. Let's check events. A legendary alpaca leather strap. Okay, this is something that I'm not sure about. If someone Indoor Fortress, if someone made a legendary thing and that thing got destroyed, they got very unhappy. Like if your stone carver carved a legendary mural on a bedroom wall, and then you mine through that wall to expand the bedroom, they would have a tantrum. Now, Super Soup has made a legendary alpaca leather strap. If that strap gets used to make bone armor, is the strap going to be destroyed? Is Super Soup going to get annoyed by that? Or, alternatively, is that going to increase the value of the bone shirt? Is that going to be a legendary bone shirt as a result? I don't know. I've not had enough experience with legendary items in Gnomoria. Okay. Well, everything looks like it's moving along smoothly. People are still going out there and bringing stuff in. whilst they're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and have our builders build some stuff for us. Let's get a dirt clamp here. Right down. There we go. Now, one of the things I really want to get done sooner rather than later is a grove. So I'm just going to make a temporary grove. Well, I don't want to make it temporary, honestly, but it is a bit of a question, this. What I would like to be able to do is maybe shear some of this off and have a pine grove there. So we'd have 3 groves of equal size. And I think I'm going to do that. For better or worse, this is what I'm going to do. So just go ahead and chop all of that down. Then I'll have a pine grove there. And we'll have roughly 3 groves of equal size-ish. It is a big-ish, I appreciate. But also cut these ones down. So I can make a path later on and have some torches going through there. But we will stick a pine grove down there and get some pine trees going, so we don't waste all of this time we've got in spring. Now there are still a couple of things outside the fort that I want picked up before we seal the fort off. I think most stuff has now been collected. There's the armor gone there. Is there any more? Or is that it? Give it a few more moments, but if no one pops outside for anything, then I will seal the fort off. And by the looks of it, they're not going out there. Let's speed time up, though. Anyone going out there? No? No interest to go out there? The last chance. Absolutely last chance now. Okay. Looks like they're happy. So, let's seal this wall. And, of course, let's put it back as a bone wall. Any bone, doesn't matter. Just get it sealed. And whilst the place is open, I really should have someone guarding it. So, fortified seals. You're on guard duty for now. Good luck. And let's fell these trees as well. Now, I did a couple of other things. I jiggled around the squads at a suggestion. It was a really good suggestion, actually. Big drinkers should be mostly our like food smiths and meat smiths and booze smiths. So I've put generally our sort of foodie professions in there. So we've got Magic Carl, Sotoa the Penguin, Tiki Miak, Urgle Puvs, and Duckman 444 in the big drinkers. And the others were then just moved around to the various other squads as and where I needed them. I've also set up some bandages. This one's probably not full of bandages. No, it's full of bones. How did I guess? We've got the bandage supply in the hospital as well. And it looks like that's almost done now. I'm going to be very pleased when they finish that off. Chop, chop. Hopefully they also get this wall finished soon. But with that done, we're going to have to wait for a little while, but I suppose we could start the process of pulling this area down. We'll get rid of those torches first. Ah, good. They're going to go and build that wall there. I'll leave these guys to finish that off, and this is almost done as well. It's actually good progress, guys. A couple of people are sleeping. Oh, you're sleeping on the floor. There's no need for that. But you are on scout duty right now, so once that's built, I'll take these guys who are currently guarding and patrolling off that duty. In fact, there's no one there at the moment anyway, so I may as well take them off. You guys go ahead and have some downtime. You need it. Is that someone doing the bones? No! Damn it! Get out there! Stop these shenanigans! They're just taking a bone out and then like, oh no! Can't be bothered building this wall, I'll just leave the bone there instead. Okay, finally someone is actually doing the work. I think we've got a couple of animals outside, but they are animals that weren't being stored in our pastures anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. And finally, we've got the grove area ready. So we're going to get this up as soon as possible, just so that we've got a grove. And we're going to make it about that big, I think. Let's have a look from other angles. This angle would be the better one. Yeah, that'll be a good size. Let's get this to be a pine grove. Yeah. We'll cut clippings, plant saplings, cut clippings, then fell trees. That should be good. And let's check out our stocks for the moment. What kind of wood stocks have we got? We've got loads of... The only logs that we're lacking is pine logs, so I'm okay for a while to leave those two untended still. We're starting to get sticks, workshops, that's not too bad. Let's have a look at drink. What have we got for drink? Still no good with wine and beer. That's really unfortunate. I'm worried about that. As for food, still, again, we're not getting much going on. And that's really... I don't understand why. I'm going to have to look into that. If anyone's noticed me make a stupid mistake, by all means, tell me. Or not. Just sit there and laugh if you really must, but I will hate you forever. Oh. Poor emu. Right, well, I don't particularly care about you guys. The wall is closed, so you can stand down for now. Ooh, look. More and more people are running around with their bone shirts. That looks excellent, to be fair. Now then. They're going to run off with those pine logs straight away because there's going to be plenty of room to store that. But we would like ramps. Now, let's bring this ramp down to there, I would say. And over there. And we would like to dig some holes. Specifically, we need to, it's going to be annoying, really. We're going to need to dig that whole area out bit by bit by the seam of it. Yeah, we'll take that right back as well on this one. I'm just going to hack these remaining clippings down and also then fell the trees that have matured. So that should give our miner, of which there is only one currently, I feel quite bad about that, plenty to do. More than he would like, I'm sure. Random bits and bobs being stored all over the place. Let's go ahead and give the Silvery Lookers of Battle a patrol order again. They should be able to handle... They should have restocked on arrows and various things, so... Yeah, there we go. There should be plenty of bleeding going on. And that is what we like. In the meantime, let's continue building this wall so that our gnomes don't get stopped every now and then. Because there's a goblin outside. That really isn't going to be a danger to them. Goblins bled to death. Alpaca born. Monitor lizard bled to death. Well done. Wow. They're doing a lot of damage. Alright, okay. Oh, wow. I think he's actually fighting an alpaca. Excellent. Let's just check this out. Let's see how beastly an alpaca is. Goblin's thrusting with his sword. The alpaca is dodged. Tried to kick it. The goblin dodged. Or missed, rather. Did manage to kick him in the right eye. Wow. Smashed the helmet, though. And then kicked him in the right arm, smashing the skin, muscle, and bone. Goblin did cut him with his sword. The alpaca kicked him, knocked him down, and continued to try and kick him for a bit. Sending damage back and forth, really. It looks like an even match. Well, the alpaca is bleeding because obviously the goblin's using something that can cause bleeding damage. Nevertheless, the alpaca's really not giving in. It might break that goblin's armor. Injured right leg, left foot, right arm, and right hand. Well done, Aavak. You are going to die with the looks of it, but you've given as good as you've got. Hopefully, you're going to get that ogre to bleed soon. Now, one thing I'm really surprised of is that we've just really not had as much trouble with the Mance as I was expecting. I was seriously thinking we were going to have horrible trouble from the Mance, but it doesn't seem that they're too interested in spider slaughter. I can't imagine why. It's a lovely place. Right, let's go back, get to terrain, and dig. No. We want remove floor. Yes, that's what we want. We would like to remove this floor. We're going to basically take this all the way back, and there's going to be a door into this dormitory there. But otherwise... Is that a wall there? No, it's not. That's okay. We can make some stairs there, perhaps. I think that would probably be a wise idea. Let's mine stairs up. No, that's a ramp, is it? Oh, it looks like stairs up regardless. But if we can get that sorted, then we'll have a way back up onto this area. And the next thing, we want to continue moving these floors. And once we've got all of this down, we're going to flatten this whole area out, build up the walls, and we'll probably move I'm thinking we're going to move this whole thing up here and have the farms and stuff around that sort of area and keep some sort of walled-in military zone down there. It is changing up my plans quite a lot, but I think they'll work out well. And I think this is the passageway then. So we'll get rid of that. Now we want ramp down. Pretty much everywhere here now. Like so. And actually, we're not going to get rid of this back area because I may need that to help me build this wall in the same way I've done there, which is much, much more speedy. If I have something they can just stand on, I don't need to do it chunk by chunk by chunk. Which is something I should have already been doing, given it's pretty much the way you do it in Dwarf Fortress, generally speaking, anyway. Unless you're dealing with lava or something, some really complicated design. Let's check events, make sure I've not missed anything. Doesn't look like I have. It is coming up to the 10th day of spring, so spring is almost over. I would really like this pine grove to be built. Really, really would like it, actually. Surprising how much I would really, really, really like you to do that. Please get it done. And let's get a soil floor going along here. Now, a lot of people have been asking, am I going to be leaving this as soil? I am most definitely not. I know I'm putting a lot of work into this soil wall for something that's going to be ultimately very temporary. But it's going to just speed things up if I'm not constantly getting notifications about goblins being outside. And also, if I can have my archers patrol this whole area, that is going to be really, really useful for me. So, hopefully, that will... give my archers something to do. Perhaps I should zoom in here. Maybe... I think so. I'm going to fell these trees there. And then I'm going to remove the designation of this grove. Well, have I already moved it? Oh yeah, I have. That's awesome. I'll leave that then for now. Wow, bronze, lots of bronze out there. If there were bronze helmets out there, I would most definitely be dealing with them. But they're not. You go ahead and stand down. We don't have... I need to build another Tinkerer's Workshop so I can get some more crossbows. Seems that they're hot swapping the crossbows at the moment. Right. Now then, let's get this whole area covered over if we can. Well, not all of it, because I'm going to have to do the last bits when there's not a risk of an invasion going on. Otherwise, we would seriously be at risk of them, of the goblins or whatever, just walking in to our place and messing it up. That would not be happy fun times, let me tell you. I'm not sure if they can move diagonally, so I'm not going to fill that in until later. Probably the next time I have to open the fort for some reason. Make sure my military's been out there, killed everything. Then we'll deal with that. But in the meantime, what I'm thinking of doing over here is have this come up as another pillar, much like this one, and have a little platform. I could just put floors there, but it just feels wrong. Feels absolutely wrong. Feels like I'm breaking physics. So we'll get that there. Get a floor on top of it. Oh, while I'm doing a lot with this menu, let me pass on a warning of a bug which has been crashing people's games, according to the Gnomoria forums. Pretty much everything on this menu is fine to use, except for building a well. You can build a well using the right-click menu, go to Build, Workshop, Food and Drink, Well. And that's perfectly fine, it still works in much the same way that I built it originally. But if you try to do that here, go into Workshop and then Food and Drink, Well, and try to do that, it's been crashing people's games. Just a hard crash, flat out, lose save sort of thing. Oh well, lose progress. You don't. There haven't been any reports of it corrupting a save file, but yeah. Forewarned is forearmed, as they say. And this is coming along well. Now, I'm thinking we're probably going to have the wall come in and then down. Yeah, I'm thinking that would probably be the better way to do it. So, with that in mind, let's get that built. And it does look like this episode has mostly been me covering the stuff that I've done off screen. And a lot of building stuff. But as you can see, we've got an enormous amount of area now that we can expand into just by covering that over. So we're going to... My plan is, this is more or less going to stay as it is right now. This is what I want it to be for the time being, the grove situation anyway. We don't need too much wood coming in. And what we're going to do with this new space we've created is, as I said, I'm going to probably adjust my plans for the rancher's home and make it into more of a large complex for all of the gnomes who do outdoors work, such as farmers, ranchers, lumberjacks. Maybe like a large sort of, I don't know, like an apartment building. But we'll have the pastures in fenced-in areas, probably coming straight off that building, because as I said, the fences don't have gates yet. So you either do something like this and have a door, or you can just back it onto a building, and then it looks like it's meant to be, because the door's in the side of a building, which you'd expect. We're probably going to expand this field, obviously. We're going to need a much larger field for the amount of wheat that our gnomes are going to consume. But probably not too much. We might only have a wheat field. I'll probably have a small cotton field just because I feel a little bit weird not having one. And for the same reason, maybe like a 2 or 3 tiles of strawberry. But we're probably going to subsist mostly on apples from now on as our wine of choice. And yeah, I'll probably keep a small stock of yaks and emus. I don't know if yak leather is better than alpaca leather. If someone could let me know, that would be excellent. If you've done any experimentation yourself and found one to be better than the other, then that would be very, very useful knowledge for me. Now, before we end this episode, I'm just going to pad out this wall a little bit more. And that will be the end of this one. And in the next episode, there probably will be very little left to do on the walls. So we can focus on more interesting stuff, like building up the housing. Why is that not working? I do not understand. I want Dirt clump. Build. Oh, okay. It works now that I've complained about it. Damn you. Making a fool out of me. Well, there we go. And it looks like a lot of our citizenry have now properly equipped themselves. I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased indeed. Military doing quite well. Sleeping in the dormitory still. We don't have enough bedrooms, but now that beds take a lot more to do. Oh, damn. Do they not fit? Hello, bear. I don't know. I assumed the bed frames would fit into crates. I am hoping that's the case, but it does not look like it is. This may be a problem. Okay. I'll have to keep an eye on that and just see if it's just a glitch or something. If someone was trying to place it down but then got distracted by something else. But in the meantime, we're still waiting on some crates, so I'm probably going to go and undesignate more of these. But other than that, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been, well, nothing much has happened other than our archers single-handedly wiping out a Cinder Fragment invasion, and that's probably what's going to be happening right at the beginning of the next one. Though I'm thinking, once we've done that, once we've wounded a couple of them, or maybe even before then, I'm just going to open the fort, send our military out, kill everything, and bring in the spoils of war once again. There's a lot of bronze out there, and I want it. I want it all. So, until next time, do take care.